Good evening. Today is already November the 6th, 2023. I would like to start some important lectures in our moral classroom. Here, I wrote down the 9 character true words. And I already went through the pronunciation of these 9 characters. And it's not that difficult to learn. And also, it's very important to learn. These 9 characters in Chinese, I consider to be extremely important for the health of our community. Flushing is a community that has 2 predominant populations of immigrants, the Chinese and the Korean, right?
Right.
Okay. And now, many Korean people here are from South Korea.
Yeah.
I think not too many from North Korea.
North Korea, no.
Very few.
North Korea, yeah, maybe 0.1%, very few.
Very few. So when we talk about the Chinese and the Korean, we talk about people from the communist China. And the Korean are those who are from South Korea, which they don't like communism.
Yeah, we don't like, yeah.
So this is a very interesting place because number one, the Chinese people, when they come from China, although they escape China, but when they come to China, they still are enslaved by the CCP. So they also brought with them the culture of CCP. You know, it's communist culture. So the Chinese immigrants bring into Flushing communism.
Yeah.
And the South Korean people, they come to America. They are not here to follow some kind of political agenda. They are here to live a normal life. The Korean people in Flushing, many of them are very talented business people. And you know, they create wealth. After coming to Flushing, they don't stay here forever. Many of them move forward. And I think when they make enough money, they go to Long Island or New Jersey or something. They try to find a better school environment for their children. So Flushing is always a place for the new immigrants whose English is not too good. And also quite a lot of new immigrants from South Korea that English is not good enough yet, not much money, and they cannot afford big houses. And even if they have money, the English is not too good, so they cannot integrate into, you know, other mainstream American society, right? So Flushing is a community that, this is our community. And our community right now, in this neighborhood, I think the Chinese immigrants are predominant. And lots of Korean before, but less and less Korean and more Chinese seems to be the trend in this community. That's what I feel, right?
Yeah.
And so there is a really big problem here in terms of just this simple 9 characters. These 9 characters, the Chinese people, they're afraid to talk about it. Because the CCP has been persecuting Falun Dafa, you know, ever since 1999, July 20th. So the Chinese people coming into this community with their family members left behind, and they don't want to have their family members, they think, will get them into trouble. So the moment when I share this Falun Dafa information with the Chinese community in those early years when I first came, I would be spit at, cursed at, and even beaten up by the Chinese immigrants. So truth sometimes is very hard to teach. But I didn't give up, and I continue to connect with the Chinese community. These days, if I walk on the street and telling people about the Falun Dafa is good, most Chinese people wouldn't say anything bad anymore. This is a very big change in this community. So and 真善忍, truthfulness, compassion, forbearance, these three characters. I think all the Chinese people, when they read this, they know them, it's good. These three characters, they know it's good.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't recognize the deep inner contents of these three words either. And so according to the Falun Dafa teaching, these three words actually is not the superficial word, meaning that we know, because it's the law of the universe. It's the fundamental character of the universe. It's the spirit of the universe. So it's very, very profound, three characters. But like the Ren, educated Chinese scholars, they all know what does it mean. Forbearance, this quality of forbearance. Chinese people know better than the Western people how to forbear, how to endure hardship and things like that. Shan, compassion, kindness. People all over the world understand kindness, right? Superficially. There are different levels of kindness. And the truthfulness, right now, sadly, America is in big trouble. In America, this character, 真, truthfulness, is being violated everywhere. Seriously, this is the biggest challenge right now for America.
Yeah.
Recently, we encountered, many challenges in this community, and I noticed that people are not being truthful. And when you look at current education system, they view evolution theory as the truth. So children are being misled, and they believe that they are from animals, so they are one of the animals. So because of that, they don't pay attention to morality at all. So the entire school system in America, from kindergarten to graduate school, public education, no moral education.
Yeah, that's a problem. Yeah.
No moral education. And the evolution theory is being taught as the truth. If evolution theory is the truth, then there is no room for moral education. So our Sacred Virtue Institute, one big challenge, we must challenge and get rid of the fake pseudoscience that is being used as the truth and being taught to our children. Evolution theory has to go from all textbooks because it is a complete lie, and there is absolutely no science to validate evolution theory. And all the most frontier discoveries of modern life science goes against evolution theory. So, this has to be taken care of. And some people need to do it, and scholars must do it. So Sacred Virtue Institute must bring scholars together to thoroughly dissect the fallacy of evolution theory and replace it with the truth. The truth of the origin of humanity. And the children must be taught exactly what is the most frontier science. If we all believe in science, we believe in rationality, let's just exactly follow that. Let's find all scientific evidence to measure whether human beings are from animal, or alternatively, another theory which makes much more sense is about the higher beings that they can create human body. So there must be a truth that needs to be debated and validated. If people believe in science, let's use scientific methodology to validate it. You know, and evolution theory, once validated to be wrong, out. And morality. The importance of morality was validated in. My vision is that to allow moral education to enter into the entire public school system and tailor into all different ages and all different professionals, and allow the human world to be, you know, back to order. If the human world is in darkness of lies, then truth is light. We have to find the truth of the origin of mankind and the operational mechanism of human beings in the universe. And I consider morality is the operational mode, mechanism for human race to survive. And if we can validate that, then it has to be followed, right?
Right.
So moral education needs to be really, I think, placed onto the central stage of all levels of education. You ask me, you say, do you have data already? Do you have scientific data?
No, I don't have.
No, you asked me.
Yeah.
You were asking me, do you have scientific data?
Do you have,
to prove that by working on people's mind and by letting people follow moral principles to live, then the human body will have change to a new, higher, optimal operational mode. Do you have that data? I say yes. I have data. That's why I give up my original plan to dissect the cells, work with the molecules, and find strategies to rectify molecular malfunction through molecular medicine. When I was at Dr. Wang's stage, my vision was that to pursue for the highest human intellectual fruit and use human intellect to conquer disease. Use human intellect to transform into molecular medicine and send those molecular medicine into the body to fix the malfunction of the molecules in the human body, to ultimately conquer human disease. It all makes sense. It sounds wonderful, correct?
Yeah.
That's what the whole mankind is being lured into. And America put 1/4 of national income to cure human disease, to not cure, fight human disease. 1/4 of national income is invested into developing molecular medicine. Because the hope is that if the human body is made of molecules, then we will use science and technology to understand how the molecules work. And then we use science and technology to decide what went wrong with the molecules that leading to different kind of diseases. And once we understand what the molecular level problem, then we will find the solutions to fix it. The logic is sounds very rational and correct and very promising, because the analogy is the following. If you have a computer and you know every part of the computer and how it operates, then you can always fix the problem of the computer. Any part that is broken, will replace it. Any part that is not connecting well, will reconnect it. Correct?
Correct.
As long as it's a machine, we can always find a way to fix it. Because we can control a machine, no problem. Right?
Right.
You see what's the assumption? The assumption is that the human body is a molecular machine that's fixable by molecular level manipulation. That is the fundamental assumption of current most frontier life science research. The problem is that that assumption is wrong. Why it is wrong? Because this assumption extracted out the most important thing about humanness, which is the human mind and the human spirit. In this assumption, there is nothing that is explaining what's the relationship between the human mind and the human spirit with the human molecular body. It's missing. That explanation is totally ignored.
Right.
But this body is not a rigid machine at all.
Mm.
37.2 trillion cells. Even if it's a molecular machine, can you easily fix the molecular level problems? Even the cells is 37.2 trillion cells. Each cell has how many molecules? I would find out the exact number. But each cell is already a universe on its own. How can humanity ever be able to deal with this kind of vast number of activities? And if the disease manifesting into the molecular level is multi-level, involving not one molecule but countless amount of molecules all around, how can you fix it? Right?
Right.
But the most incredible thing is that the mind, if it is changed to a different operational mode, we have evidence that the entire body's operation and the manifestation at the molecular level is totally changed too in a systematic way. I have evidence to prove that people, when they cultivate following Fallendafa, this Fallendafa delivered to a human being in the format of a book, let's say, that individual, by reading the book, entire immune system is totally changed. The entire immune system's operational mode is completely changed. So, with that evidence said, I can say that if you want to use science and technology to make the body balance again and recover from imbalance, which we call the human diseases, if you work with molecular medicine, the molecular medicine can only work on one molecule at a time. Why medicine works in the body? When the medicine enters into the body, it will have affinity for one particular molecule. And it will catch that molecule. It's called a molecular target. Once the medicine catches that molecule in the body, it will change the behavior of and the function of the molecule, and therefore leading to an impact of the human body. Because the target usually is a very, very important molecule. But it can only work with one molecule at a time. But if you work with the mind can let the entire system balance again. Not only balance, but it's upgraded, like iPhone 6 upgraded to iPhone 8. No molecular medicine can ever do that.
Yeah.
So the most important thing for the human beings to achieve health and longevity in the future is not in molecular medicine at all. It is in letting the human mind to be assimilating to the nature of the universe. If human being is part of the universe, are we part of the universe? We are. Nobody can ignore that. Right?
Right.
We are part of the universe. Now, why your body is sick? Your body is violating the fundamental law of the universe. That's why it's sick. Sickness means not going along with the right way. If you can allow your mind to align with the law of the universe, 真善忍, if it is true, if the Falun Dafa teaching is true, that these three characters represents the law of the universe, the fundamental nature of the universe, and all we need to do is to go back to align our mind with these three words, then everything will be rebalanced again. Then this is the password of survival. These three characters are the password of survival. And that explains why COVID-19 time, Wuhan pneumonia people, white lung, facing death when they recite simply, 真善人好, Falun Dafa 好 repeatedly, they survive. And we have evidence, countless evidence, that when people recite these 9 characters, instead of sick, they recover. Instead of about to die, they survive. So validation of the 9 characters' power on helping sick people to totally recover to become healthy again is very critical. Scientific research must be carried out to validate that these Chinese characters, the proper pronunciation of it, and the deep inner contents of them, and once delivered into each human being, and let them recite and be one with these 9 characters in the essence. Let's look at what happens to the immune system. This is my explanation why the 9 characters can cure. My explanation is that our body and our cells and our molecules, remember, we are human body made of human cells, and human cells are made of molecules. At this surface layer, our entire body, basically, it has this software. And these Chinese characters, once pronounced properly, it is truly like a password. There are programs in our body. I believe that our physical body, or the entire operation, is just like a gigantic computer. It's programmed. It has a software. And these Chinese characters, once recited in the proper Chinese sound, I remember Master Li taught about Chinese character to be the language of the universe. And the sound, the character, shape, even is connected with the structure of the universe. So it's very powerful, you know, when you learn Chinese language in the proper pronunciation, the proper writing, and especially important characters like these 9. When people initiate that program by putting in the password of the software, the survival program is activated. You know, so I do believe that 九字真言 for our Sacred Virtual Institute, we can introduce to our Chinese community. And the moral principles behind these 3 characters, I believe Mr. Yue Gen's book has many aspects of it that goes into details of daily life, family life, friendship, right? The husband and wife, the king and the officials, right? 三纲五论. Those are all belong to the truthfulness. It's the 君君臣臣父父子子. It's about the true identity. Do you know what means truthfulness?
Yeah, truthfulness. Yeah.
Do you know what means truthfulness? What truthfulness truly mean? It means the original state of a life. Truthfulness means the original state, original position.
Yeah.
I believe that all lives in the universe has its unique position. When every life is created, there is a unique position for that life. That's the truthfulness aspect of it. You know? So it's very important to find our original place. Each life return to our origin is the key for health, right?